Okay, so I'm going to quickly describe what it's like to be an emotional empath. Um, I am tired. So, a little bit of history about me. I've been an empath all my life since birth. Now, it differs depending on the individual. Sometimes people talk about having an awakening when their gift kind of manifests itself. For me, I've always been an empath, but I was unaware of it. So there are some symptoms to indicate this. Now, I was a big crier as a child. My mom would tell you, she would ask me why I was crying, and I would just say, I don't know, I just want to cry. But also, from the very beginning of my journey, I've had issues with depression, right? Especially as a child, as early as, kind of first moving into double digits, all the way up into college. It has been a struggle. And even now, sometimes I find myself kind of moving into the valley. And, when I'm going into the valley, I try to look up at the light and kind of move myself back. But it is a constant struggle. So, what it's like to be an empath now, or what it feels like. I have been actively practicing for about 2 to 3 years now. At some point during my yoga practice, because I do practice yoga, I realized, like an epiphany, the Holy Spirit, that these feelings aren't your own, right? Because if you don't know that you're an empath, you might think that you're just kind of emotionally unstable, and everyone is. So don't be fooled. Once you start realizing that these aren't your emotions, they're other people's, and learning how to release those and let them, kind of return to sender for those emotions, it can be maddening. So much so that make sure you're talking to a healthcare professional. Um, so I did not know, obviously, that I was feeling other people's emotions. But honestly, it never occurred to me, even when I found out that I was an empath, that people couldn't feel how I felt because I was so used to it, and I just thought people were just awful. Honestly, I didn't understand that literally, like, so because when I first see someone, I immediately read them. I can't actually turn this off. I can sometimes shield, which takes a lot of effort for me, and it's probably because I'm not practicing enough. But if I shield, I can't see if they're lying or not, which is a trust issue on my end. I'm working on it. I got a book about it. So, anyway, um, I had this funny conversation with my sister, and she says it's one of the funniest conversations that we've ever had because I was confused that the fact that no one can sense someone else's emotion before they see them. Because for me, it's always on. I look at the person and I'm like, oh, they're in a bad mood. Don't say anything to them. Or I look at the person and say, oh, they're looking really needy right now. Maybe you shouldn't engage. Or if they're excited, I get that too. And I consider myself a bit of an empath missionary in the fact that empaths look different to me. They glow, which I didn't understand at first. But anyway, so it's difficult for me to cut this off, to not use it. So it is exhausting, but there is joy in it. Um, Protect yourself. Make sure you refill yourself. Um, do not give unless your cup is running over, meaning you need to learn how to refill yourself. Learn what makes you happy. Learn what gives you joy, and learn the people that you need to surround yourself with to be constantly filled with light and joy and love. So I wish you a peaceful, loving, content journey and guidance through the Holy Spirit. Thank you.